My brother claimed he deserved Dad's watch because he was the eldest, but Dad's will said otherwise. See, my dad passed away 6 months ago from a heart attack while fixing his old Chevy in the garage. He was only 58, way too young. The whole thing hit our family like a truck. Dad was this quiet guy who worked construction for 30 years and never missed a single day. He wore the same Timex watch every day since I was born, scratched up silver with a worn leather band that he replaced twice because he refused to buy a new watch. After the funeral, we had to go through all his stuff. My older brother Kevin kept going on about how he should get the watch since he was the firstborn. He'd point to his wrist and say things like, "Dad always told me this would be mine someday," and "I'm the one who helped him fix cars, so I deserve it." Kevin's always been like this, thinking being 2 years older meant he got first dibs on everything. But when Dad's lawyer read the will last Tuesday, Kevin's face went completely white. Dad left the watch specifically to me, along with a handwritten note that said, "For Jamie, who reminds me most of myself." Kevin stormed out of the lawyer's office, slamming the door so hard the glass rattled. His wife had to chase after him in the parking lot. That night, Kevin showed up at my apartment around 10 p.m., pounding on the door like a maniac. When I opened it, his eyes were all red and he reeked of beer. He started yelling about how I manipulated Dad, how I was always the favorite, how it wasn't fair. I tried to calm him down, but he shoved me and demanded I hand over the watch. I told him no way. Dad wanted me to have it. Kevin grabbed my shirt and got right in my face, screaming that he'd contest the will and take me to court. Then he said something that made my blood boil. Dad was losing his mind anyway, probably had dementia when he wrote that stupid thing. I pushed him back and told him to get out before I called the police. The next morning, I woke up to 17 missed calls from my mom. Apparently, Kevin had called her crying, saying I threatened him and refused to follow Dad's wishes. But here's the thing, Kevin lied. He told Mom that Dad promised him the watch years ago and that I was being selfish. Mom believed him at first because Kevin can be really convincing when he wants something. So I drove to Mom's house with Dad's actual note in my pocket. When I showed it to her, she read it 3 times, tears streaming down her face. She looked at Kevin and said, "Your father's handwriting doesn't lie, Kevin. He wanted Jamie to have it." Kevin tried to argue, but Mom shut him down real quick. She told him he was acting like a spoiled child and that Dad would be ashamed. But Kevin wasn't done. Last week, I got a call from some lawyer Kevin hired to challenge the will. Turns out you can't just contest a will because you don't like it. The lawyer asked me a bunch of questions, then told Kevin he was wasting his money. Dad was completely mentally sound when he wrote everything, had witnesses, and even recorded a video explaining his decisions. Yesterday, Kevin finally admitted defeat. He came to my work during lunch, looking completely defeated. He apologized for being a jerk and said he just missed Dad so much that he thought having the watch would bring him closer. I felt bad for him, so I offered to let him borrow it sometimes for special occasions. He actually started crying and hugged me, which was weird because we never hug. Now I wear Dad's watch every day to work, just like he did.